Together we rise, together we fly.
Things we often don't say out loud. Now you're successful, you show up, and you get things done. But behind that smile, there's a weight you carry, questions you don't say out loud. Like, is this it? You pour into everyone else. But when was the last time you poured into yourself? Now, this is for the woman who's been struggling in silence, feeling like she's lost her spark, her voice, and even her rhythm. Now it's time to stop hiding behind the grind and the hustle. Welcome to Becoming Your BFF, bold, fulfilled, and free. It's a journey to rediscover the you beneath all the pressure. Now we're talking about mindset, authenticity, confidence, and even fulfillment. Real tools for real life. Now, because being your own BFF, it's not selfish, but it's necessary. And when you live life bold, fulfilled, and free, you don't just survive, you thrive. So it's time. It's your time. And let's unlock this together. Subscribe now and start your journey to becoming your own BFF. You might be asking, what is this space about? Well, this space is about becoming your BFF, bold, fulfilled, and free. But let's be honest, sometimes the boldest thing we can do is admit that we're not okay in the area of love. That's where real freedom begins, not by pretending we've got it all together, but by telling the truth about what really hurts. Now, you might not believe it, but I've seen it time and time again. So many women who thrive in business, leading in their community, and even checking every box society sets. But when it comes to relationships, there seems to be a different story. Maybe she's loved someone who never fully chose her, or maybe even held on to hope for years and years, and eventually finding herself marrying someone else, but knowing deep down inside that her heart never fully let go. Could it be that maybe she gave everything to a long term relationship? And after years and years of loyalty, sacrifice, and even raising a family, yet she finds herself alone, doing the work of two, carrying the emotional and even the financial weight, and also dealing with the heartbreak of children being caught in the middle. Now, these aren't rare stories. Believe it or not, they're real and they're more common than you would think. But what makes them so hard is that they're usually carried in silence. They're usually carried inside of women being strong and feeling like they have to always show up, being the one who's got it together. But the amazing thing I want you to know is that there is beauty, and the beauty of the Bible is that even the quiet, lesser known women, they also had stories like this. Women that we don't often hear much about from the pulpit, but whose lives they echo with pain, love, and unspoken strength. Now let's talk about three different characters in the Bible. These three women experienced many things such as we do in our today's society or in our today's world. The first one is Michal. Now, I might not be saying her name right, but she was David's first wife. She loved deeply and risked everything. But in the end, he danced for other people, but never again for her. She lived married, but unloved. present but invisible. Our next character, Hagar. You know that story as well. And she was a woman pulled into someone else's plan. Can you relate to that? How many times are we pulled into other people's plans? She was used, rejected, and sent away with her child into the wilderness. But still, she saw God, and God saw her. Elroy, the God who sees. Our last woman is Tamar. You know that story as well. She was a woman whose dignity was stolen by someone she trusted. Mm-mm-mm-mm-mm. She was left to sit in silence with her shame while the world moved on. And I want you to take a moment and pause and just reflect on these three different women. I encourage you to even go back and read about their stories in the Bible. I didn't share these stories to make you feel stuck or feel as if there was no hope, but I just wanted to remind you that even the women that we don't talk much about, like Tamar and Michal and Hagar, they also had to fight for their peace. They had to become bold. They had to redefine what fulfillment really looked like for them. And they had to walk in freedom even when the people around them didn't offer it. So if you're in a season where you're feeling emotionally tangled, kind of worn out, or maybe even unseen, let this be your invitation. Let this be your invitation to become your own BFF, because boldness, it starts when we choose ourselves. Fulfillment, it begins when we stop settling. And freedom, that's what flows when we start being honest about what no longer is working. Now, if something in this video stirred your heart, don't ignore it. It could be your bold self speaking, your bold self letting you know that you're ready, that this is not just a moment, but it's a movement. It's one where you stop hiding and start healing, discovering, reimagining, and so much more. Now, I'm not just here to inspire you because I'm here to walk with you. So, why don't you go ahead and subscribe? Share this with a friend or a sister and take that first bold step toward becoming your own BFF, living your life bold, fulfilled, and free, because it's your time. So let's unlock her together. Let me leave you with this thought: your change, your healing, the life that you desire, and all the things, they don't start when things get easier. It starts when you decide you're worth more than this silence. You're worth more than this struggle. So, my question for you is, what will you choose today?